I have to tell you that Paul is an extremely passionate businessman, and that passion will hit you like a tidal wave in about 30 seconds. And that's why I think I was so keen to get him on this panel, because he's passionate about everything he does. He's passionate about his family, he's passionate about his business, he's passionate about the people that work for him, he's passionate about values and vision, and he's just very passionate. Paul, what I really would like you to talk about is how the digital and analogue situations you've used both within your business. I know they're both important to you. Can you share some of that with us?
Yeah. For me, the digital side is really efficiency. Every business is going to have to embrace the digital, era that's coming. And even yesterday when we were at that the breakfast, they said that by 2016 or 17, 90% of the digital will be video streaming. So if you think about it, they're trying to bring the analog with the digital. So if you look at Yogurtland, for example, this is a self-serve frozen yogurt business. But we're about to launch an app that's going to let these people play a game, shoot, floating yogurts down into a cup, but then you've got to go back into the store and actually have the experience. Business owners are entrepreneurs they're usually in business, so they will just have to embrace the digital, the era that's coming. But it's bigger, it's efficiency. So I'm an accounting business and we service clients all over Australia, but we have one office. So we do that purely just by the digital era. Skype, as you mentioned, and even newsletters now. We don't do the traditional newsletter and you go to the EDM where you'll send it out on the email. You actually do a video stream now because you get that personal side. And if I can use an example, September 11, where were you when September 11 happened? Do you remember where you were?
I was actually watching television.
There you go.
I saw the whole thing.
So ask yourself, everyone out there, so if you're September 11, where were you? You'll remember. The reason we remember is because there was emotion attached to it. So we remember when there's emotion. So digital can't bring that emotion, so you still have to have that touch. You've got to have that other side to it, so that people can have that feeling that you talked about before. There's a balance there, and for me, digital just creates efficiency. It'll give business more profitability through efficiency if they use it the right way. And I see it in many different ways used.
Something that you said the other day when we were discussing this, and you said one of your aims was to have everybody lodge their tax return digitally, and that was a plus in the digital direction. But the focus for you was on that personal relationship that you or the people that work with you have with your clients. Primarily, the relationship you have with the people that work with you, but also the relationship they have with their clients. Can you just expand on how you feel about that?
Yeah, so one of our goals is to make sure that every client doesn't have to sign a tax return anymore. You go to your accountant, they make you sign it. We'll sign it, but it'll be digitally signed. So we focus more on the relationship, more on their business, more on helping them grow, rather than print out this document, make it look pretty, no one looks at it ever again. We're moving away from that. And you just mentioned something there on that whole side. That will create efficiency for us to then spend more time to give back to the client. And it's in every business. That efficiency will create a gap, and it's what you do with that gap.
So where a lot of people are frightened that the digital world will mean that we have a reduced workforce, for you what it means is that your people have more time to get out there and spend with the people that you're trying to service with your business.
Yeah, so it's the value add. So we don't want to just be busy being busy. So if we can be busy adding value to a customer or to a client, why wouldn't you embrace digital? It's going to have to happen. And no matter what industry, whether it's a carpet cleaning business or it's a mining business, whatever it is, they have to embrace digital because their competitors will. And they will either they won't have a business any longer, and they've got to react fast enough. So, that digital streaming, for me, the video, I do that now, even the budget the other day. How many emails did we get about the budget? I think I got about 12 emails telling me that they're going to tax people 2% more and they're going to sack 16,000 public servants in the system. So what I did was go, okay, how do we use digital? So I got on the camera and actually talked to them about it because people take it in different ways. So, they have to embrace it, and there's got to be a balance there. And I truly believe that emotional side, you remember things when it's happy or sad. you can do that through video on the digital, so you're gaining efficiencies, and you get to touch a wider audience much quicker. You're just going to have to embrace it, yeah.
And there is a lot to be said, or there's a lot of research to say that even our websites will be more audio-visual, and that you're hearing the message, well, you're actually seeing the message come in and you're hearing that message, so there's a better retention of the information that you're receiving as well. Just before we invite Lisa to take the interview chair, would you share some of your ideas around how you run your business, around your vision and your values?
So, you know, one of the big... We had an innovation breakfast, and this word innovation, I wanted to make sure that people understand innovation is just better. You're just trying to get better at your systems, your processes, and I came up with this word yesterday. It's a real word. Innovation is betterment, and my wife said to me the other day, "Are you sure that's a real word?" And I said, no, it's a real word. It's a real word. But if you think about it, innovation is just bettering your systems and your processes. And one of the key things is I often get asked, how do you build a real business? For me, about 4 years ago, I've been in business for 12 years, I got super clear with the help of external people to get me really clear on what I was building. So I got clear on my vision. And it's all throughout the office, you know. Every staff member knows, you know, we've done engagement surveys, 100% they know what the vision, what the leader of the business has actually said, here's what we're building. And after that, you go and get a core set of values. So I have a core set of values that I live and breathe by. And a fish rots from the head. So if I made up these values and said, you know, one of ours is heart and soul, raw and real, back yourself and each other, do what you say you're going to do, and I don't actually live and breathe those values, well, the staff won't. So we have a clear vision, core set of values, and then the next thing is, if I took a photo of us two and I emailed it to you, who will you look at in the photo? Who will you look for?
I would look at you. But that's how I am. I know most people look at themselves first.
Yeah.
I know when my husband, when we get the photos at home, he goes, "Oh, just show me that one," because he knows that he's in it. Yeah.
So normally you look for yourself, and the staff are exactly the same. So if you show, here's where we're going, here's our framework or our values of how we live and breathe, they go, what about me? How do I contribute? And that changed the game. You know, people say to me often, oh, you've got a pool table and you've got a table tennis table, you've got a pizza oven, let's get that. That'll engage staff. That doesn't engage staff, you know. All they'll do is abuse the table tennis table and the pool table if they're not happy and not engaged. So I tell anyone who wants to build a business, you must get clear on what you're building as the owner. Get a core set of values, and you can get the staff to help you with that, or depending on your organisation, just, you know, you'll do it with the whole team, and then work out how the staff. Or you could hire a life coach. And that's a big part of it. Like, I can't do this myself. You have to have someone in that creative space to hold the space for you while they're getting it out of your head. And that changed the game for us. And the digital side, so if you bring it together, it just allows me to get it out. And you're going to laugh. So 12 years in business, I only got a website 9 months ago. So it's crazy. So I was relying on that emotion, value add, just give more value than what they, you know, exceed their expectations. But the website now just allows you to become more efficient. It's as simple as that. So
it also allows you to get that message out to more people too, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
That whole we really care about you gets to reach a wider audience now.
Yeah, like we have about 45 to 50% of our clients outside of Newcastle. So we service them more from this office. And people say, how do you do that? It's just technology. And, you know, even hearing a few of the things today, you know, I'll change a couple of things. I love that. You know, I got a couple of things that I went, wow, I'll put that in place straight away. Innovation is just purely getting better, and technology is going to help your business and yourself just get better.
Thank you very much,
No worries.
Paul
Thank you.
Siderovski.